After exploring the world, alongside Gaggan Anand's leadership, he's been the driving force behind the Gaggan Restaurant, securing its spot on the world's 50 best restaurant list for years. Here's the untold story of Rydo Anton.
Hello guys, my name is Rydo. Full name is Rydo Anton. I'm from Indonesia and I am a group executive chef of Gaggan Anand Restaurants. We have 3 outlets in Bangkok. One is Miss Maria Mrs. Singh, that's based on Mexican and Indian cuisine. Another one is the famous Gaggan Anand Restaurant, which only serves 28 covers per day and it's a chef's table. And then the newest one will be with Gaggan at Louis Vuitton.
Where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from Jakarta. That's what my passport says. But I had a pretty interesting childhood because my dad used to move around during his work time. So I've been to Lampung for maybe like a year or 2. Also, I grew up in Semarang where I had my junior high school. Also for about 2 years. And then 1 year in Medan. And eventually, of course, Jakarta. But after that, when I was 12, I moved out to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. And then it goes on. And when I became a chef professionally, I started moving around as well. So yeah.
When did you start cooking?
Oh man, when I started cooking, I started from
let's say unprofessional and professional.
Yeah, I started since I was like very young. I think it's because I really missed my mom's cooking and my mom wasn't there. I'm not trying to blame her or anything, but that was just how it was. I was in KL and basically, so I was like 12. I started missing her food when I was only like 13, 14 years old because she wouldn't be there to cook the things that I like, and I remember the dishes as in my memories, how it tastes, so I always try to make it. And one of the dishes that I remember was you know the tempeh that you braised, tempeh bacem. A memory dari kota Semarang. Tempeh bacem sama nasi ayam. So yeah, started from there.
Yeah, cool.
Started from the tempeh, and then obviously I outgrew myself, and I found out that books were there for me to learn, but it wasn't something for me to always want to read on. I like practical things. I like sports. I eventually like cooking at home, and it took me to the college where I had to learn like hospitality first, and then from hospitality I went to a culinary school in Switzerland as well.
Okay.
And then after that just got my jobs and internship that led me to United States and other parts of the world. Eventually I've been here in Bangkok for the past 13 years. Next year is my 13th year, this year is my 12th year. So yeah.
Wow, okay. So started cooking professionally at age?
Cooking professionally.
What was your first job?
Would an internship be a job?
Yes, can be. Okay.
Okay, so my first internship, 2007, 2008. 17 or 18 years old.
Wow.
Yes. 17, 18 years old. Now I'm 35. So it's been a while back. So
Okay.
yeah.
Where was it? Where was it first time?
It was in America. It was in Baltimore.
Okay.
Have you been to Baltimore?
No, I've never been to America. Cool.
Baltimore, actually, they're very rich on their, I would say seafood, but almost 100% based on their crabs and shellfish.
Okay. Yeah.
Crab, crayfish. They make like all kinds of crab cakes, gumbos. If you know some of the, is it like a southern cooking? I would say maybe.
Okay. I'm not
American
really sure
style, yeah.
That kind of style. Yeah.
But it's really nice though. A lot of fresh shellfish there.
Yeah. Okay. You started as a cook straight away, or did you?
I started as a cook in the internship, so it's in a country club that actually they have 2 sites. For winter, we'll be doing the fine dining, and then for summer, we'll be open for the fine dining and also a club that is, because it's summer, so there'll be like swimming pool and people would like to order milkshakes, nuggets, fried chicken, easy ones. So they always have these two venues, but I was always at the fine dining for the membership club.
Okay. Nice.
So yeah, thanks. Some filter coffee.
You guys
Dala
drink a
ka.
lot of
Abang
iced
hap.
coffee here? Or?
I mean, yeah,
It's the weather.
in Bangkok, I think
Always iced coffee.
always iced coffee. I mean, as much as you like, drip coffee that is meant to be like warm,
Yeah.
I need ice on it, bro. Just the
We in
temperature.
Sydney, iced
Yeah.
coffee. Yeah, maybe some people like it, but most of the time it's always
I mean, it gets to like 35, 37 degrees here,
yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
and
it's so hot.
it's monsoon now. Still warm.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. So since the beginning, it was already fine dining. So
Yes.
you're already falling off in fine dining long
Yeah.
time ago then. Yeah.
I saved up money actually when I was in internship in
Okay.
Baltimore,
Okay.
because it was the first time that you would receive a check, no, like per week. I was making really good money.
Okay.
I was making, if I'm not mistaken, between $500 to $700 per week.
At that time.
At that time,
that was a
I was like 18.
Yes.
I mean, like that was good money, but
Yeah.
sometimes you have this habit of like you want to spend it, but you keep it. You keep it because you know you would need it at the end. And I kept mine for savings, and I really like cooking.
Yeah.
So I asked my father if I could continue studying somewhere else.
Okay.
Somewhere else meaning that I would want to venture out to another continent, which is in Europe. That's how I ended up in Switzerland. So I paid, well, almost half of my school fees because it was quite expensive. And I asked my dad, hey, can you help me to sponsor the other half? So there was something really nice that my dad could help me with. And from then onwards, I studied in Switzerland, got another internship there, and I didn't need any of my dad's money anymore. So I was free. I could fed myself and live myself
Yeah.
and work for myself, which is
So
good.
how long did you do the internship, and including the schools in Switzerland?
In Switzerland, back then, if you study for 1 year,
Yeah.
you can get an internship for 1 year as well. So that would add up to 2 years being in Switzerland, working and studying.
Okay.
I don't know now.
Yeah.
Most probably is the same as well.
Okay.
So it was actually a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
If you actually want to be a professional chef, I really recommend that you go there.
Yeah.
Spend at least 6 months. They have a few courses that are less time taken. If you do the 6 months, you can get work for 6 months. Then you learn in that 1 year period,
Yeah.
very condensed 1 year period of working life balance in Europe, and the culture and the standards of cooking for yourself. I just level up. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, nice. And what is it after Switzerland? What was it?
Oh, after Switzerland, obviously the visa. Everybody has visa and time sticking, so I left. I really wanted to work for Gordon Ramsay.
Okay.
During that time, I think even now people still admire him for some reasons. No, of course for his full of energy, and he's a legend. No, he's a living legend. He's probably like the richest chef you ever, one of the most successful chefs ever. Right? So I wanted to work for him. I actually applied for a job in the Savoy in London.
Savoy. Okay.
Yeah, but then the group, the Gordon Ramsay group, told that they're opening a new Gordon Ramsay in Qatar, in Doha,
Okay.
and they actually opened Maze, Doha.
Nice. by
Maze.
Gordon
There
Ramsay,
was Gordon Ramsay with Chef Jason Atherton. It was his protege at that time. So they opened up a branch there, and then after that they also opened up Gordon Ramsay Doha. So 2 restaurants there.
Yeah. Is it still there? Mace.
I don't think Mace is there anymore, but I
It's gonna
think
be-
the Gordon Ramsay in St. Regis, Doha, I think it's still there.
Okay.
I'm not so sure.
Yeah, cool. Alan started with Mace Gordon Ramsay as well. In
Yeah?
Melbourne. Yes.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
What a coincidence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
nice.
that's good.
Yeah.
They give you really good knowledge and I would say discipline in the
How
kitchen.
was it?
It was a very spot on learning experience that I will always remember my entire career life as a chef. So yeah, everybody should have this, as a chef, something that would always go back on look where they came from and stay strong within that memory, you know. So yeah.
Has it always been a tall way, like a highway, when you were up and down? Tell me the up and down stories.
It was always something that, see, if I move around, it doesn't mean that I'm looking for jobs for the money. It's not. Yes, we should look out for the money because it's also important, but you should always focus on what you want. What you want meaning like what you need in order for yourself to be developed. Because in the end, when you work for someone, you develop yourself. So you're investing time in yourself to become better. No? So you always need to see which stone you would want to step on next, right? That would give you something positive in return. So after that, I moved to, Gordon Ramsay was basically French-British. And I was not only in the hot kitchen, I was doing pastry as well.
Oh, wow.
I was actually much more towards pastry at the end of my working life in Gordon Ramsay.
Okay.
And I moved away from Gordon Ramsay because I started seeing, that time they had this list of the 50 best, no?
Yeah.
They had the world 50 best, they had the list of the top 10 ever, like El Cerro de Can Roca was there, El Bulli was still there, Alinea was still there, no? During that time. It's still giving me goosebumps until now, you see? Because I admire these chefs, you know?
Yeah.
I especially admire the guys in El Bulli, which they have acquired so many chefs that now owns their own restaurants, and they're pretty successful from that ideology that they have in El Bulli. So I really wanted to stage or intern at El Bulli. That was 2010 or 2011, but they already on their last year. No, they closed at 2011, so I couldn't go there.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So I wanted to learn what back then they call it like avant-garde molecular cooking.
Okay, yeah.
Which right now is just defined as modern cooking, no? Right now, but back then it was like, whoa, what is this? Foaming, smoke.
Astronomical.
Yeah, so I wanted to learn that. So El Bulli already closed on that year. My next chapter was to go to Singapore.
Okay.
There was this place called the Tippling Club.
All right.
If you knew Tippling Club, it's still there.
Yeah.
It's held by Chef Ryan Clift.
Okay.
So I went there to stage for a month or two.
Yeah.
Singapore is, by the way, very expensive.
Yes.
You know, and spending
Did you get
money.
paid on that
Oh
stage?
no, nothing. It's just
Wow.
out of my own pocket, like renting, and also your daily life consumption,
Yeah.
and just going for transport is all out of your own pocket. But of course, you know that this is good investment for yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
How long is it?
So around 1 to 2 months there in Tippling Club, and then I managed to learn a couple of techniques like liquid nitrogen, gels, what kind of gelling agents they use. And then from there onwards, I went to Restaurant Andre as well when it was still open,
Okay,
but they already closed. There also probably about a month as well.
Okay.
And I met really nice people. The
Yeah.
team there, they're very motivated. They're still, back then they were very young chefs, mixed of Malaysian, Chinese, Singaporeans as well. So you need to grow your connection as well within that kitchen.
Yeah.
And after that, I left Singapore. I'm glad that I earned something that something new to my knowledge. And back then I had a girlfriend, obviously. She used to be in Thailand. She's from Thailand anyway.
Okay.
So I would visit Thailand. I would visit Bangkok, and finally I would stay here for like a week or two and see how the city was developing, and found out Gaggan was already open. Gaggan was open in 2011, I think, 2010, 2011.
How did you find Gaggan at that
It
moment?
was by news article online.
Because he was from El Bulli, I believe.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
and then he was opening his own restaurant, which is Gaggan, and they're still doing this marketing of him that he's cooking like molecular again, because it's
Okay.
still new. And a photo of him with liquid nitrogen on a ladle like this, and dropping it down, so there's like smoke.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, okay, it's something that I've trained a little bit at Tippling Club, and I want to know more.
Yeah.
So this was in 2013. 2013, I think it was beginning of January or February. I went to see Gaggan in Bangkok, and I came in the morning. I mean, unnoticed. I just walked into the restaurant, like, hey, is Chef Gaggan here? So in the end, he was not here. He was not in the restaurant because it was too early. And I managed to see him at around 3 or 4 p.m. and spoke with him and said, he came back. I mean, eventually before dinner service, he's going to be there anyway. Right? So I waited for him. And we spoke like, hey chef, I'm from here. I show him my resume. I studied here, blah, blah, blah. I've just done an internship. I did my stage here in Singapore. My girlfriend's here. So,
What a coincidence.
so FYI, if you need someone, I could make use of help in your kitchen. I could do pastry and also hot cooking, obviously.
Yeah.
And he was saying that, oh yeah, maybe we need a pastry person, but our team is still full. So if you still want to be working here, you could be our first stager. And I was like, yeah, I would love to do staging, but I'm out of cash,
Oh, okay. So, wow, interesting.
Yeah.
So you started as a stage. Oh,
But I didn't stage.
Oh,
I didn't
so
stage.
you
In
said
the
no.
end, in the end, he was like, okay, I understand your situation. I think your resume says something about you, and we had an interview, and he was like, you know what, next week, why don't you do like a tasting for me and my partners? I did 5 desserts because I applied as pastry.
Okay.
So he said, why don't you plan for like 5 desserts?
What was the position that you applied on?
It was actually for pastry.
Pastry as a head.
Pastry. No, it was a chef de partie.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I went there the next week, ready for 5 desserts, and I gave tasting to Gaggan, his partners, and they liked it because it was all 5 different kind of desserts. There's chocolate. There's also the one that is like dairy-free, substitutional dessert, and different ones. And then one of the partner was asking, oh, I heard you can also do hot food. Can you make it right now, like 2 dishes? I'm like, wow, right now on the fly? I'm like, yeah, do it right now. I'm like, okay, you know what? Sure, let's see what you have in the kitchen, so I'll make it up for you. So I did 2 dishes. I can remember only one, which is like a seared scallop with like a nice risotto. I think it was either Jerusalem artichoke risotto with scallops or something like that, and they both liked the dishes.
Yeah.
So then I was hired.
Wow.
I was hired as a CDP, but I was doing a lot of sous chef stuff. I was taking a lot of responsibilities from the head chef. I was already running service as well, like that. So that lasted for about a year, doing pastry and hot together. So I would be jumping around. I would not always be in pastry, but I would also be in the hot. And during that time, I was not alone. I had a partner as well. His name is Sergey. He's from Spain. He's left Gaggan, but now he's already opened his own restaurant. It's called Hue in Tarragona, in Spain. Really near to Barcelona, probably like 1 hour away. I have not been there yet. I wish I go back to Spain and visit him again.
Yeah.
But we still keep in touch. He's been the one that's also doing the dishes with me for about 2 years.
Okay.
And I learned a couple of techniques from him because he's Spanish,
Okay.
He knows all the powders and stuff like that,
Yeah.
texturas, sosa, so yeah. I took that into my knowledge, and after a year or 2 years, I got promoted as the head chef then.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 years, yeah.
But basically, you've already done that job anyway.
Yes, I've already kind of like leading towards that position anyway. Handling service and coordinating some new dishes with Gaggan, R&D, so yeah.
Wow.
Then pretty
I
much-
mean, that's going to be something for the younger generations. 'Cause
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people in my young generation. I'm
Yeah.
still 24, by the way. So
okay.
I am also like I personally love to see chef's tables and stuff, just to get inspired. But
Yeah.
I also wanted to know what it takes to get there.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
always the front face.
I think I was 24 or 25 when I got promoted on the head chef job.
Wow.
So it was very, I mean, I would say that it was nerve-wracking, but you know, Gaggan told me like, hey, don't get so nerve-wracking because it's just a position. You're already doing it.
Yeah.
Continue what you're doing and just be more focused towards the job and start delegating things, you know. That was the time that I had to learn like how to delegate responsibilities to people, how to become an actual leader.
Yeah.
I was not 100% a natural leader, so I was young, no? I mean like 24, 25 and you want to run a kitchen that's already like, we were still like running after our own awards, you know. Oh, number one in Asia,
So
2015,
that's already
right?
yes. Okay.
Oh man, I was chasing up the ladder all the time, so
Has it been already on the list or at that time? When
we,
you were-
we got on the list in 2015.
yes, and then
So, yeah.
you got promoted in
2015.
2015 as well. Wow.
15, 16, 17. Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
2014 we were on the list,
Okay.
but we were not number one.
Yeah. Was it number 4? Number 3?
Somewhere around there,
Yeah.
somewhere in the top 10.
Yeah.
And then 2015 we got number one. It's 15, 16, 17, 18, 4 times. And it's not easy because
Yeah.
you as a chef, but keeping up with the guest's expectation is totally different thing, you know. You need to be able to control your ego, take it down, listen to criticism, constructive ones, of course. Be there for your team, showmanship to your team. If it's correct, it's correct. If it's wrong, it's wrong. There are no shortcuts. You cannot be able to say this and then do another thing. You have to say what you say, do as you say. You know, it's something that a leader needs to be able to keep up and make sure your team follows in the right direction that you are showing them. That's it.
So after Gaggan, what's the next challenge?
After Gaggan,
After that accolades that you have received 2015,
Yes.
16, 17 until now?
yeah, it's, I think, like for us, after these accolades, I mean, they matter to our team, the accolades, of course. But for us, the most important thing is consistency. In any kitchen, I think is consistency. You can grab that award for one time. But what does it mean for you, you know? You just want to grab it and then let it go? Or do you want to grab it and stay consistent, you know? I think in any kitchen, for getting an award as big as a Michelin or a 50 Best, or even without the awards, you want to have your own kitchen to be running consistently. You don't want to degrade. You always want to push into an upgrade, you know? So it's always keep moving forward. It's always about that. And right now, we push
Yeah.
in Bangkok itself, in the city. We have 3 outlets. Again, Miss Maria, Mexican and Indian food. So you can have 2 of the best cuisines in the world, I think, almost. Tacos and curries at the same restaurant, which is great. And then you have Gaggan, the signature, our flagship, where Gaggan also performs there. He explains the dishes, he entertains you guys, of course, and the latest one with Louis Vuitton, a collaboration. And it's not a pop-up, it's more almost like a permanent thing. So yeah, 3 teams for me, 3 back of the house teams, about between 40 people, 40 chefs that is under me, with 3 head chefs, 6 sous chefs, 2 on each restaurant. So yeah,
Wow. That's
it's
a
something.
big team.
It's a good team. It's big enough for the operation that we need to run the menus and the dishes. So it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
What do you? What is leadership for you?
Leadership for me is able to say and do as you say, to be able to do the things what people expect you to do, you know, in order to, it's basically just showmanship, you know, and to be able to delegate. This is very important. And it's all, again, even if you have the showmanship skills, I think communication is key. If you have the wrong way of communicating to people, it's not gonna get the work done. You're just gonna get into an argument or some sort of ways that will distract into your actual goal, right? You need to work as a team. You need to be able to think that the team is the one that is creating this restaurant and making its service day in and day out, and making the profits out of the things that you're selling, your products, which is, you know, part of the restaurant. So the team is very important if you're actually the leader, you know. It's not always about you, so it's always the team. That's right. It's a very important team. Without the team, there will be no one person, no, cannot. Unless you are like a Formula One driver, yeah, you know, like Lewis Hamilton, that'll be a different thing. But also, the car is built by a team, no?
By a team.
So of course, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's recap a little bit of the journey that you have from joining Gaggan until now. What did you learn the most? One thing that you learned the most from your journey as applying from internship and then say no, got a certain position. What did you learn?
What did I learn? One thing. One thing is for sure that I can relate to other chefs or the young chefs or the guys, the chefs that are watching this, is that be patient, you know. Always think that you have to outgrow yourself. It's the only way in our industry as a chef, that you have to be consistent, and then once you're consistent, you can teach that to someone and then learn the next thing. And have patience on yourself. Be thankful to yourself, you know, because everything that you do, you owe it to yourself, you know, because in the end, once you are a leader, you need to showcase to your team, right? And how do you do that? You need to reach to that level of showmanship.
Yeah.
Teach them, and then do that again and again and again. And you need to thank yourself for that. Give yourself, appreciate yourself, value your time, be patient. Don't go into a rush. I know that some people now studying, becoming a chef, maybe they graduate from Le Cordon Bleu, maybe they graduate from where I studied in Switzerland, and right away they want to become a chef and open a restaurant. There's nothing wrong in doing that. Do it. If you have the money, yes, sure, you can do it. Hire the right people and do it for you or something like that. But for the guys that would want to be like maybe not as fortunate, having so much money and has to work their way around it, like me, you know, take your time, learn from every region, you know, learn from your teammates, be close to them, extend your connection and bring it up. Eventually you'll be there and you'll find your comfort zone, and this is what you want to do, realize your goal and do that. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 more questions.
Sure.
Okay. That was a good one, actually.
That's a very good question.
I really learned from you, so.
Thank you.
Okay. What do you know now
Yeah.
that you wish you known earlier? During your
What
journey?
do I know now
Yes.
that I wish I would have known earlier? Wow. If I knew now that a Formula One driver makes $50 million a year,
You'll be the
I
one.
would have been racing the whole time. No. But still, I love cooking.
Yeah.
What do I know now that I would have? Okay, maybe if I can turn back time in order for me to understand a few things earlier, I would say I would be doing more studying or internship instead of working, because I know that I've worked for one company, which is Gaggan, my boss Gaggan, for the past 12 years. But in this period of 12 years, maybe I can learn other techniques or cuisine, to be honest. But I know that I'm busy anyway, and catching up to that ladder of the awards and expectations from people. But also, I am not losing anything from it, because I know I've gained a couple of momentums from that into becoming a better chef. So I wouldn't want to turn back the time, to be honest. The only reason I would want to turn back the time is to become a Formula One driver. That's it. I like Formula One, and you know, I would
big fan of
aspire.
Formula
Yeah,
One?
very big
Who's,
fan. So yeah,
Who's your favorite
Lewis
driver?
Hamilton.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lewis, okay.
I look up to him as well.
Yeah,
You know,
nice.
for his own personality and how he achieved
Yeah.
something in a sport that, you know, for a person like him,
Yeah.
it's very far away, you know, because Formula One is only like the rich people's sport, and he comes from nothing, and he's an icon for Formula One now. So yeah, that's good.
I don't know. I feel like kitchen is pretty similar with sports.
Yeah, for sure. You need to like crawl your way somewhere and ended up in the right path, you know. Of course.
Okay. Last question.
Okay.
Where can we find you?